Hello to you all. How are you today? We're going to do a couch healing with some beautiful crystals. So settle yourself down comfortably. Either lie down, this will work if you're sitting as well. Start to relax. Nobody wants anything from you at this moment. Nobody needs anything from you at this moment. Relax and relax. Now that you are comfortably lying or sitting, we're going to ground. We're going to send your beautiful roots down through this couch and down into the ground below you. Those roots push through the floor deeper and deeper and deeper. Push down through the soil, past the rocks, all the way down to the very center of the earth, where a protective sleeping dragon resides. And when those roots root into this jade dragon ball, the dragon wakes up, and that grounding energy travels all the way up your root system and into your legs and up the nadis surrounding the spine. The energy rises past the solar, the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and out of the crown. And that grounding, protective dragon energy spills back down around you like a fountain, to be drawn up through your feet again and up your body and out of the top of your head in a perpetual motion of dragon protection and grounding. So we're going to leave that at the top to keep you grounded. And then the energy from the heavens is going to travel down, that protection from angels, from God, from Source. And that energy travels down through your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar, your sacral, and your root. And all the way down through your feet and out into the earth. So you've got grounding earth energies running up you and celestial higher vibrations working down you. And they would meet at the middle of your body, the heart center. Okay, breathe out. That's it. Relax, relax. We're going to take an aura spray now. And this was made for me, especially by a friend. And it is called Ground and Protect. And it is aligned to the frequency of 528 Hertz, which I believe is a heart healing. So we'll listen to that tone in a minute, but for now, oh, and I can smell vetiver, my favourite, sea salt, labradite, silver fir, coriander, Palo Santo, all of those good things. Thank you, Skylar. Let's clean under your back as well. And let's do me. Okay. And now the tuning fork. Clearing any troublesome thoughts, brushing it out and down your body. Relax, relax. Nobody wants anything from you at this moment, and nobody needs anything from you at this moment. It's clearing the chakra line. Over the back of the head. That's it. Slow down. Still tuning. And now for the Amethyst Wand. Just going to move this off to the side. It is still keeping you grounded. I just don't want to whack it with the wand. So just working at the crown now, just channeling and spiraling the energy out of the third eye, out of the throat, out of the heart, out of the solar, out of the sacral, and out of the root. Brushing down now, sweeping it all the way out. Any discomfort, any anxiety, any pressure, any stress. Sweeping down the body and away. And you can do this yourself just by dry brushing. It is a Japanese technique, and all it is this. So you can do this on yourself by just brushing down like that and away. So just let go, nothing else matters for now. Just your peace, healing and serenity. And I also want to ask you to try not to feel guilty for taking time out of yourself. That's just been put into my head. I'm thinking especially of mothers here, or carers, You don't have to be a mother to be a carer. Maybe you're caring for the elderly. Maybe you're caring for someone, a friend who cannot care for themselves at the moment. Make sure you take some time out for yourself. Okay. Now we're just going to lighten you up with the old selenite favourite. Brushing and lightening up with the celestial tingles of the selenite. We're going to put all of these crystals and tools that we've used at your feet. So we're going to put that, bringing energy up from this apophyllite into you. And we are going to place these below your feet. There we go. So that those selenites bring that energy up you as well. And now let's go for some chakra stones. Okay. So first of all, we're going to go for this apophyllite as well. And I'm just going to pop that at the crown chakra for now. We're going to start drawing some Reiki symbols. And I'm going to draw these down you as you look and down your body. I think let's lay all of these chakra stones on first. So we had the apophyllite. Now for the third eye, we have some beautiful lapis lazuli. For the throat, we've got this beautiful Caribbean calcite, very gorgeous stone. I absolutely love this. It's good at the crown as well. So that's for the throat. And we have this wonderful green calcite, good heart cleanser at your heart. To bring you vitality and energy, the orange calcite, good cleansing stone as well. And at the sacral, pink amethyst, and I use this at the sacral a lot these days because it is so gentle. And at the roots we have our favourite carnelian. Alright. Say hey key. So we are clearing out at the crown chakra, and this is to remove any doubts you have that the angels and the universe doesn't hear you. It does hear you, but it does things in its own good time. So don't doubt that they're around, because as the mediums tell us, they're always around. So breathe in. Send those wishes out to your guides and your angels to come in and surround you. I'm asking my guides and angels to come in as well, and here they are. I just felt an energy shift. You may have felt that as well, but don't worry if you didn't, because they're still around. Put it out the other side. I'm not doing great with this Dragon Ball. It's me and my bright ideas. So this has 10 points. So we're sending 10 points of crystal consciousness now into that crown. Bringing all of those beautiful signposts that the guides and the angels send us. Breathe out if you need to. Chakra. So into you as you lie, or into you as you sit up. And just replenishing the Reiki now and sealing that in with gold. I'm going to take these 3 crystal wands. We're going to draw the angelic Reiki Master. Spiraling that in now. Green kyanite, garden quartz and blue kyanite. Let's get a pendulum to check. Is that crown balanced? Yes, that's my yes answer. You may have a different answer with your pendulum. Okay, let's go to the third eye. Reiki. Now, I'm going to clear any confusion, anything you can't let go of. Don't follow the thought if it comes into your head. Just agree to have it removed. Cleanse and clear. Cleanse and clear. Cleanse and clear. Out from that side. And the other side. And these are out of your temples. So if you're getting stress headaches, Chakra. Chakra. Sending that beautiful bright blue and gold energy. I'm going to show you the side of the crystal because you get the lapis colour on there. Filling it up. I'm circling both ways because I can never remember which way round the video records. Just drift into that beautiful lapis blue colour. Like can feel the third eye's extending now, so I'm just going to put that down and let that energy open up wider so your third eyes don't feel pressure on them. And then let's seal that with gold and we'll check it. I think it is done. If you're wondering how I know, it is intuition. It's kind of like a gut feeling, but I also feel things in the parts of my body that I'm working on with you guys, or that needs to be worked on. Is that third eye balance? Yeah, saying yes, started to say yes before I'd even finished the question. Fantastic, okay. Throat. And we've got this step. Say hey ki. Say hey ki. So anything you didn't say that you wanted to say, anything that you said that you didn't mean to say, any nastiness, we're all guilty of those snidey comments, any gossiping, we're all guilty of that as well. Let he, without sin, cast the first stone. Really, that is none of us, is it? Apart from perhaps the really bad things. So just open that throat, hum if you need to. This is also a creative chakra, so if you are an arty person, and I mean art of any type, anything creative, whether it's knitting, whether it's painting, whether it's sculpting, whether it's music or poetry, and even if you're gluing old yogurt pots with your children, that is being creative. We send creativity into you, especially at this time of the year as we're all settling down to a new term at school, college, university, sending the kids in, which we haven't done before, you know, and it's kind of a reset for us all. So reset and make that intention to try your hardest. That's all anyone can ever do. Is the throat center balanced? It is. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, guides and angels. Let's go down to the heart. Say hey ki. Say hey ki. Say hey ki. And here we have that beautiful green calcite. So, as you know, crystals have a front end and a bottom end. So I think the wider end is going to be the end to face away from you, and this end is where the point is, if you like. So we're taking out of that heart. So any heartache that has been done to you, any heartache that you have done to others, if you have, and you've had arguments or disagreements or fallings out, or a time pops into your mind when you were not a nice person, say sorry now in your heart, as we are in this sacred space, and we ask those angels to take that forgiveness And those apologies into the ether and to the people it is needing to go to. And if things have been left in an awkward, non-talking way, please try and make peace. And I think we're going to use that beautiful peridot and green kyanite wand here. Chakra. Shanti for peace. It's from the Egyptian Reiki Re-Set. Asking the angels to put the double chakras either side of that symbol. And we're going to draw the hearth symbol for love and self-love. Asking the angels to put the chakras either side. And now just a chakra. Okay. And I'm going to leave that pointing and bringing energy into your heart space. Let's check this out now. Is that heart balanced? Yes. Okay, thank you guys. Down to your solar plexus now. Say hey, key. Any lack of self-confidence, any doubts, tiredness, excessive tiredness, pollution from your environment, orange calcite, powerful cleanser, and brings in revitalizing energy. Absolutely glorious colour. And if you are feeling tired, then do what I do. I'm feeling tired today, so I put on red, or put on yellow, or orange. All of those revitalizing and reinvigorating colours. Start to eat those yellows and orange foods. You know, a nice sweet potato and a butternut curry, something like that. Bananas, oranges. Really make sure, as we are at the solar plexus, and the solar plexus helps to govern digestion. If you are struggling and eating all of the wrong foods, you can change it around. I'm a confirmed candy junkie, Coca-Cola junkie, and I have managed it. I just got fizzy water instead, and I put a slice of lemon and ice in, and that is all that I drink now. And it worked. It got me off Coca-Cola in one night. So you can do it, but you have to train your brain and you have to follow through. You have to stick with it. Go out and have those brisk walks every day. It will burn calories, but it will also reinvigorate you, clear your mind. Chakra. 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 Is the solar plexus balanced? Yes, it is. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Now, down to your sacral, which is there, about 3 fingers width below your belly button. So it's about there. Okay. And I'm going to draw 2 say hey keys. And that is especially for the women watching who have fibroids or who are trying to conceive, all of that good reproductive stuff, okay? So I'm doing say hey keys into your ovaries. I'm focusing on your fallopian tubes and clear, clear, clear. Now I'm sending light into them, replenishing light into the right and the left ovaries, or the gonads as they call it if you're a man. Focusing on reproduction right now. Now, if you do not want children at this moment, focus on your mind, focus on your ideas, focus on your creativity in that way. Your projects are your babies, aren't they? Yes. Okay, breathe out. Okay, let's go for the chakra now. Say hey key into the sacral. Oh, slightly, don't worry if you draw them the wrong way, your guides know what you mean. And the Reiki, the chi or the key knows what you mean, because it is your intent. So we're being really gentle. This is a really gentle stone here to work with the reproductive system, the creative, the emotional. Breathe in and breathe out. We ask for peace, healing, tranquility, and happiness here. Oh, I'm getting really hot, so I'm actually going to that's when I get hot as a healer, I know that that is emotional healing. So we're taking the Amethyst Wand and swooshing it down the body to take. I think I'm going to ask Saint Germain and the angels of the violet fire and the violet flame to transmute any negative energy that the crystal and I am unable to remove. Some of you may feel some tingling, a very high vibration, which is the violet flame. If you're seeing it in other colours, that is all right, because fire changes colour depending what's being burnt. Okay, let's replace that energy now, replenishing energy, the energy of joy, the energy of creativity, the energy of being happy, the energy of being calm, of being satisfied, being content. Breathe in and out. Chakra. 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 Is that balanced? It is. I am going to place a hand on both of your hips though. You can close your eyes, you can feel this. And I'm just moving that energy into a sideways figure eight, into an infinity symbol, so it rushes round your hips and crosses in the middle of you. And that light, that chi, will will spread out. Okay. I might have checked this. I'll check it again. Is it balanced? Yes, it is. Let's seal it with gold then, please. Okay. Now, down to the root, to the Muladhara, one of my favourite words. I do know all of them, but that is the one that stuck the best, maybe because it's the colour of mud. Okay. So the feeling chakra, like I say, colour of red, colour of black, colour of brown. But also, if you're seeing other colours, the earth holds all of those colours. Even if it's blue. The sky is blue, it is of the earth. So, spiralling out and spiralling in here. And I think we're going to work on money worries. Okay. So if you're worried about your house, your job, your bills, your environment, say, hey, key. Draw it with this because it's really strong. Okay. So this is the closest layer of your aura. It stretches from your body out to about 8 inches. So we're sweeping this really close. I'd say about 2 inches away from your skin. I'm just going to bend under the table as well. Oh, there you go. Haven't said hello yet. Hello. Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter if you're lying face down or back down. Just swishing this through the underside of the bed or the couch. Or down the front of you. And you think, why is she only doing this now? Well, I'm constantly focusing on your whole body, even if I don't say it. But sometimes I get the nudge by the guides, my intuition, whatever you want to call it, to go under the table. I've even lied under the table for about 20 minutes and healed a person. Which was a nice rest for me as well. Okay, so whatever is going on, whatever you're worrying about within your tangible, your life, remember, nothing lasts forever. Things often change. There's often a nice calm harbour around the coast. You know, the weather, you look at the weather. Rough one day, calm the next. Everything changes, moves and shifts. And we do have an eclipse coming up on the next full moon, which is September the 18th, and I know that because I will be in Glastonbury at the tour on the tower doing healings there for you. So we're preparing for that now. So there is an eclipse. Now, that is a good time to clear stuff out of you, turn over a new leaf. I don't think it was a manifesting thing in the olden times. I think that's a modern new age thing, but that's fine. That's that's fine, because remember, all of this witchy stuff, all of this Reiki, all of this psychic stuff and paths and whatever you want to call it, they have to shift and be usable for us in our time. So it changes. You know, in the olden days, they made a brass shield and they threw it into a peat bog. You know, these days, that would be pollution. So ideas change. Unless you're a completely reconstructionist kind of magician, whatever you call them, things change. So take heart. If things aren't going so great for you now, you've got a week and a half to sort those intentions out, to turn over those new leaves, to write those lists of do's and don'ts, positives and negatives, and to reset at September's full moon. But I would actually do it the day before full moon or the day after. You don't really, I'm iffy about eclipses. I have seen too many things go wrong on them, so I just sit and enjoy them and make some petitions in my mind. I want to do this, I want to do that, please help me, universe. So I've gone into a right old long lecture at the root chakra, but that's because if you can see it, you can feel it, you can taste it, it's root chakra because it is tangible. It's not in the ether somewhere, you really feel it. Okay. So let's do a harmony symbol at your root chakra. So I'm going to draw the angelic Reiki symbol. Daikumyo. And actually I drew it with the wands last time, so let's do it again with the wands. Daikumyo. Daikumyo. This is the Tibetan symbol for harmony. Is this chakra balanced? Yes. Okay. Is the sacral balanced? Is the solar balanced? Is the heart balanced? Is the throat balanced? Yes. Is the third eye balanced? Is the crown balanced? Okay. I think we'll call this healing a reset. A reset. Okay. Just going to take our time before we close up. Swishing up the aura now, just fluffing it up. Bring that energy of earth up. And that energy of light down. So let's ground you now. Imagining that dragon at the beginning has been watching over and grounding you all the time. He's now going to attract his energy and he's going to rest at your feet. And as the energy rushes down to ground you, the celestial energy rises up. And we ask that this energy remain around you and with you so that you can sort through the confusion, remain at your highest vibration with protection from the angels, from this dragon at your feet if you need. And finally, swishing up with that selenite. Put those in your hands. Take a breath in and breathe down to your feet. Relax, relax. Nobody wants anything from you at this moment, and nobody needs anything from you at this moment. You can relax and go to sleep. I'm going to count the 10 countdown now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and God bless you and your family.